Hey everyone, happy Friday. We made it. It's been a long week, but it's been a good week.
Yes.
We took a little bit of a hiatus from coffee and culture at DSI the past couple weeks to get through everyone's favorite time of year, which is the annual employee performance reviews, right, Christy?
Right. So favorite.
Yes, so fun. But I get the pleasure of sitting down with one of our best account managers. I love Christy to death. She does a fantastic job. And she's actually a senior personal lines account manager now because of her recent promotion, and she'll tell you all about that. But I'm excited to be able to get to know Christy a little bit, and for you guys to get to know her. So, Christy, why don't you start out and just tell us a little bit about what you do here at DSI?
So like Jamie said, I am an account manager here, which is senior account manager, which is really a hybrid of being a customer service representative and an agent, um, meaning that I write business, I also service business, and I also, um, really work directly with the principal agent like Ray and Jordan in Leesburg, taking care of additional things that they need that are a little above a CSR role, but not quite an agent role either. Um, and so I work in tandem with those offices and with those books of business to make sure every client is being touched at renewal and every account is being looked at least briefly, and that we are accessible and available, and try to keep as much business on our books as possible through just good direct personal contact with our clients. So it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah. So Christy was responsible for a book of business here in Gainesville, but recently took over the personal lines book of business in Leesburg as well.
Yes.
So I'm sure that's come with a lot of excitement,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that you're looking forward to building relationships with those clients down there. So you've been here with us for a couple of years, but you did a totally different type of insurance for many years prior to coming to DSI.
Right.
So just in general, what do you love about the insurance industry?
So I think by nature, our industry is in kind of a category that I always refer to as kind of perceived as slimy or um,
Used car
lacking,
salesman.
yeah,
Yeah.
and lacking integrity. And I find a lot of value in having the right kinds of insurance and understanding what it means to have the right kinds of insurance. And so early on, I realized that it was like my mission to create this idea that there is an agent that can be have integrity, that can point people in a good direction, even if it means I lose the sale. That it's a relationship. It's not a commission. That I'm not driving my decisions based on a commission, but rather really on what the client needs or is looking for.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was just my career before here was in the financial aspects of insurance, like annuities and investments and life insurance and things that people really are connected to deeply. Finances are the center of us. It's what we function around in our everyday lives
Yeah.
and decision making, and it's very emotional. And once I realized that how connected people were to that, I realized that I just had to set a different standard um, for how I viewed each person, each sale, each conversation, so that it was intentional and it was caring and I meant it. And so that's what I love about insurance, is proving to my clients that I'm not the used, slimy car salesman agent, and that if they cancel something on me, that I release them and I let them know that we're here if they want to come back, and we totally understand, and we don't want them to feel bad walking out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've sat down with employees every week for these conversations, and my favorite question with them is, what do you love about DSI? And everybody has a different specific reason, but I think that there's lots of similarities as to why people love it here. So I'm curious to know why Christy loves it here.
I mean, besides you, of course.
I didn't pay her to say that.
I absolutely do love a few things. I love Ray Shakow. He, from day one, I have worked in the corporate world. I've also worked in where I've worked for myself for years, but I've never been in an environment where the owner takes the time out every single day consistently. If Ray is here in the office, he is going to walk around the building and say good morning to every single person in the building.
Every day.
Every day, without fail. 2.5 years, he is, every morning that he's here, he's said good morning to me, and taken a moment to pause and see, how are we doing? If there's anything he can do to help me, or
crack a joke.
Yeah, whatever. Drop a DSI chocolate off on my desk halfway through the day, whatever it is. That's definitely one of my favorite things about being here, is that I work for a business owner that still cares very deeply about his business.
Yeah.
And what he's growing still after all these years of being in business.
Yep, absolutely. Well, what do you think, after being here for 2.5 years, what does it take to be really successful at DSI, regardless of the position that you're in? I mean, you've seen a lot in 2.5 years. So what does it take to be successful?
I think specifically here, you really can't make it unless you have a strong work ethic, because I think our owners give us a lot of rope to be individuals and to develop into the professionals that we are naturally, and I think that with that comes a need to be incredibly flexible, which is something that's been a significant growing thing for me, is learning that as we become a bigger company, we need to be more willing to be flexible as things are changing, and as processes are changing and being added to our company.
Yeah. I forgot to put myself in a meeting. Sorry about the phone call.
That was kind of hard to overcome.
We talk about flexibility. You just go with the flow.
Yes.
Well, so last question, Christy, but you have to compete obviously with a lot of other agents out there, a lot of other account managers. So what's special when it comes to a client working with you? How do you set yourself apart from everyone else?
So response time is super, super, super like my brand. If a client calls, they're going to get a call back, if at all possible, the same day, even if it's the very last call I make on the way out the door, just to let them know I got the call. It's email response time. It's being very consistent with, if I say that I'm going to do something for you, or if I say you're going to have a deck page, or if I say you're going to have a quote, even if I don't get the quote done, it's reaching back out and saying, here's where I'm at, here's why I haven't been able to do it. It's really just consistent communication. And I think a lot of times people in my industry, they fail in terms of follow-up and being quick and really earning that person's trust, that if they call for a claim, or if they call for whatever, that things are going to happen quickly, or at least there's going to be communication around it. So I think that is something I've worked hard over the years to maintain always.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
Well, I can tell you from my perspective, you're not very far outside of my office, so now I can hear you when you're on the phone with clients, and I can tell how deep you go with your clients, how much I hear the caring that you displays to them over the phone in terms of types of questions that you're asking, and I hear you make your follow-up calls to people. I see you staying late when you need to. I see you coming in early when you need to. But I don't think that you do that because you feel that we as a company think you have to. We actually tell people 8:25 to 5:05, we want you to give us everything you have.
Right.
And before and after that, go enjoy your life, go enjoy your family.
Right.
But you do that stuff because you care
Right.
about the people that you are, the clients that you're servicing. And
Right.
we definitely appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I have loved sitting down with you. Thank you so much. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to all of you. And so if you would love to join us here at DSI and to work with awesome people like Christy, we're actually doing quite a bit of hiring right now. So please check out our career page at darshakowinsurance.com to take a look at the different positions we're hiring for. And I hope that all of you guys have a fantastic weekend. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Bye.